just wanted to introduce you to the latest introduction to our magnet trap range. It's called the Sparrow Magnet. A very simple, ready-to-use trap for trapping sparrows. A little different to most of our magnet traps in a sense that it's not a cage trap. In this case, it's a mesh trap. It's also not collapsible. It's provided to you ready to use. Why would you want to trap sparrows? Well, in a warehouse situation, sparrows are coming in and getting into the sisolation or the sarking in the roof, removing the wool or the insulation itself, or nesting in there and creating quite a mess. Obviously, their droppings, particularly when they're in such large numbers, sparrows have the capabilities of creating a very large flock in a very short space of time, and so removing sparrows humanely can be an appropriate way to start your bird management program. So with your Sparrow Magnet, essentially you've got a ready-to-use trap. The thing I like about this trap is that it has entry access from both sides of this trap. The sparrows do enter, and the most important element of any trapping process will be your pre-feeding. So we have some feeder sets. Now, this is just an optional extra. Feeder sets or a dish is going to be any way of just containing food and water. When you're trapping in an indoor environment, you may have to pre-feed for several weeks. And so that will actually train the birds to actually feed in the location that's convenient for you to access on a daily basis to monitor your capture. So essentially this can be something like these feeding and water dish. So the birds are happy to stay inside the cage in between your daily monitoring visits. Closing that up like so, that's also your exit point for removing the birds. Now, the only thing that might be important for you to consider is when you're monitoring, you may find that if the sparrows are left in the cage for too long, like throughout the course of the day, they may have a tendency to escape. And so that's where a pair of pliers that allows you to just use some pliers there to just change the angle of the prongs a little bit further in if you do find you get some escapees. But essentially, that's the trap. It's called the Sparrow Magnet. Inexpensive, easy to use, great for professionals to use in a warehouse environment, but most importantly, observe your humane processes when dealing with captured wildlife or vertebrate pests. Make sure that you check your trap daily and euthanize your capture appropriately. Thank you.